Howdy, this is Sailor the Piperman, Piper the Sailor Man, coming to you late night here on the island of Puerto Rico. And I wanted to share something with you that is of utmost importance, and it's on tobacco. There's a website, and there's been a movement now for quite a while uh, to keep tobacco sacred among indigenous people, among Native American people, among indigenous people, Central South America, to keep our traditions and to not allow our traditions to be lost to capitalism. And the current view is that it's a product. And its original intent, tobacco, was way much more than some kind of commodity. And so, if you're interested in keeping tobacco sacred and keeping it pure to its original use, well, there's a website I would like you to examine for yourself. It's called Keep It Sacred National Native Network. Keep It Sacred National Native Network. Keep it a national. Uh, eh, you can put in search Keep It Sacred .itcmi.org, and you can get information on the sacredness or our perspective and paradigm view of what tobacco is to us, what it was meant to be to the world. I'm going to read from one of its websites. It says traditional tobacco is tobacco or other plant mixtures grown or harvested and used by indigenous people, American Indians, Native Alaskan natives, for ceremonial or medicinal purposes. This has been set aside much like the, the, the use of marijuana was demonized. It says here traditional tobacco has been used by by American Indian nations for centuries as a medicine with cultural and spiritual importance. It's not only spiritual, it's also cultural important. Many tribes maintain teachings and stories of the origin of tobacco. These teachings address tobacco in its purest form, today known as the tobacco plant Nicotiana rustica or rustica. It may include mixtures of other native plants. Traditional tobacco preparation use varies across tribes and regions, with Alaskan natives not commonly using traditional tobacco. These variances are due to the many different teachings among tribes of North America. In some cultures, the role growing, harvesting, and preparing traditional tobacco are held by specific groups of people who use traditional ways to prepare tobacco for a specific use. One common teaching involves the importance of having a good attitudes and thoughts while working with traditional tobacco. Traditional tobacco is a medicine which can be used in a prescribed way to promote physical, spiritual, emotional, and community well-being. It may be used as an offering to the Creator, or it can be given as a present offering to another person, a place, or being. A gift of traditional tobacco is a sign of respect. Let's say you decide to send me a tin of tobacco. That's a sign of respect to us. Anytime I'm giving tobacco, or I give you tobacco, or I send my friend monthly, a friend of mine that cannot He's an artist friend. He's struggling right now. He cannot afford to spend. So I send him 16 ounces every month. For me, that's a sign of respect for him. I know it helps him, his anxiety, his stress. It gives him a balance. And that's one of the uses of tobacco. In many teachings, the smoke. Oh, okay, let me go back to that paragraph. Traditional tobacco is a medicine which can be used in a prescribed way to promote physical, spiritual, emotional, and community well being. It may be used as an offering to the Creator. I touched on that. A gift of tobacco is a sign of respect and be offered when asking for help, guidance, or protection. Traditional tobacco is sometimes used directly for healing in traditional medicine. It may be burnt in a fire or smoked in a pipe, yet the smoke is not generally inhaled, even way back then. In many teachings, the smoke from burnt tobacco has a purpose of carrying thoughts and prayers to the spiritual world or to the Creator. When used appropriately, traditional tobacco is not associated with addiction or adverse health impacts. We've known this for years. Yes, the FDA demonizes tobacco. The care and respect involved in the preparation and use of traditional tobacco are part of centuries of tradition that connects today's youth, adults, and elders with those of generation. Continued to use of traditional tobacco supports good life and a healthy community today for future generations to come. And if you go there, you'll get many different links and resources and more information on the traditional tobacco use, which I hope, like I said, tobacco use for me is much more than let me light up. Every time I buy one of these, even though it's been processed differently, it's a plant. It's grown. How I use it in our gatherings. And I'm going to say this whether they think I'm crazy or not. Tobacco helps fight off the COVID virus. Okay, let me put it simply. Tobacco helps fight COVID virus if the intent, the use, and the faith is there. It is to protect ourselves from falling immune system. It actually enhances the immune system. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you know that it enhances the immune system. My elders have lived into their 90s smoking tobacco. Duh. So I just want to leave you with that information. Once again, the site is called keepitsacred.org. If you want to expand on your knowledge of the true purpose of tobacco, it's just much more than entertainment, but it has its purposes in metaphysics too. The mind, the body, and the spirit. Is this the sailor, the piper man, piper the sailor man? I'm looking sideways because the lens is on the wrong side. This is sailor, the piper man, piper the sailor man. Smooth sailings. Continue to learn. Not just smoke, learn. Help somebody else, help your community. You know, they've restricted us from allowing children to smoke, but in reservations, children are allowed to smoke the peace pipe, burning incense, using that medicinal purpose, and actually that's how some of the reservations have fought off the COVID by using tobacco. The music's not telling you anything about that. So, smooth sailing.